Alright, hello. So this is probably going to be the last video of this season. So I'm just going to play a serious team. Because I'm just pretty much just trying to win at this point. I'm going to talk about them a little bit more as if you haven't heard me say enough about them. But these are who I've rated 1 and 2 in the game. By a good margin. I mean, I really don't think anybody else is as good as they are. Their ability to disable your team is ridiculous, to say the least. And look, I go first here, so I can just pretty much knock her out of the battle. And I'm going to try to get like, let's say 2,300 like I normally do. That should be good enough. He's running her tactician. No one's really doing that anymore. They like the preemptive strike, which is good. That's actually what I would personally prefer, just because, you know, if you attack her, you lose 80% of your health or some crazy mess like that. I mean, who wouldn't want that? Like, let's be real. But it at least, well, I would say it protects her against her shenanigans, but it doesn't, because I can just freely turn on close quarters combat. Now, I imagine they will nerf her before next season, and if they don't, they're stupid. But let's just assume they don't. Like, I'm gonna have her to 14, because, I'm sorry, 15, because she's already 14. And at that point, she should be able to do pretty much whatever I want. Like, see, if she was 15, she would have killed him, because she would have deadly crit. But, as you know, I don't have her at 15. But even at 14, she's really strong. Really effective. And if she's one of those people, when she goes first, it's pretty much done. And any character where the first turn can pretty much make it a wrap for the other team, that's a really good character. I mean, that's just how it works. Like when, what's her face? When Enchantress used to go first, and just throw a couple of debuffs on your team. As you've seen a million times, I'm sure, because everyone was facing it, you lost. And what it kind of turns into, which is what I want to talk about today, is just how you go about your attacks, your attack battles. So, a lot of people worry about their defensive battles, and to that I would say, look, just see what somebody else did, whatever's making you the angriest, just do it. If you don't have the heroes, pick the second most annoying team. I mean, there's not really much you can do to win defense. We're not terribly worried about it. Hold on a second. So, because you can't just sit there and be troubled about something that you can't really control, you're going to take control of what you can. So, when you look at the attack teams, let's say we look at this team. So what do we need to do here? We have an agent who has Combo Breaker, we have Star-Lord, and we have Quicksilver. So, what do we need to focus on here? So, Star-Lord's turn is next, right? Can we kill him? No. And we look around and see who can we kill. Well, it looks like we can kill Quicksilver, so we're going to take him out. And there's normally a reason why you prioritize certain people. It's mainly, it's not even necessarily based on their, you know, like imaginary tier rating that I assign to people. It's based on how important it actually is to take them out early. So, people who spam a lot of disabling skills need to be taken out with more priority than those who don't. For example, if you fight Amazing Spider-Girl, you need to take her out first. Because if you even get webbed one time, that could probably just destroy the rest of your fight. Like, you could just be done. You'll never be able to move again. You'll never be able to put your damage out again. And same thing for Kuurth. If you fight Kuurth, and she does Rune of Fear, you'll never be able to do damage again. You'll lose most of your attacks. And these kind of disabling characters need to be your priority. Now, even let's say you can't kill the priority target, right? You need to focus whatever disables you have left on the damage dealers. So this guy has a Grace Note. So Fear Me is going to prevent him from blowing me up. Yeah, see, now he's pretty much crippled. And he's webbed again. So he's pretty much finished. He can't even touch me. Cool. So, you know, he's spending a lot of turns attacking me, which is kind of silly. But, okay, so I know I can't touch her. I know I can't touch him. But I can at least continue to web him, or I can see how much damage that's going to do. That's not going to kill. So I'm going to apply some more webs. Ooh, okay, that was close. Because if I actually get webbed, I'm not going to be able to knock him out. So there we go. Now, normally I'd want to knock her out, but I couldn't at the start. But that should slow her down a little bit, and we've been impact web, but that's fine, because I can cleanse that. So here we go. And you just really need to know who's the priority. Like, right now, she's the priority the entire time. Like, I'd say, 100% of the time, you need to kill Amazing Spider-Girl. 100% of the time, you need to kill Enchantress. And I'd say you even need to kill Enchantress over Beast. Because honestly, I'd normally save him for last. Because he's probably not going to kill you. Just probably not. So let's get her out of the way. And then we'll take him out. And this should probably kill. This will be crits, yeah. And he's out of here. Just keep in mind that, I'm pretty sure that first skill exploits stuns, and she applies incapacitation, so... you know, that gives them even more synergy together than you would think they would ever need. Let me see if we can just get some different teams here, so I can just go over more general tactics. Okay, so here. This is kind of annoying, because I know I can't actually debuff those two. It looks like the agent does not, he's not on the team. That's what it looks like. I'm going to see in a second. Yeah. He has a Coulson's. I don't know why. Okay, so we're just going to... No, it's cool. Even though it's not going to apply, I'm just going to do it anyways to put it on the agent. Give him the webs. And because we know this is going to exploit, he's out of here. He's done. Easy. And keep in mind, this is adamantium. Like, this isn't, you know, like I was earlier this season. I know I've been lazy this season. But, you know, this is Adamantium League. And oh, goodness. Whew. This is also what my defense team is for the most part. So I'm not terribly surprised that that's just blowing me up. So we're just going to do this. There's nobody that counters her class, so she's fine. I'm worried about Spider-Girl now because she could get just pummeled. But we can web him. And I don't even care that that gives him an extra turn. But it lowers his damage output. He's actually been crippled. Okay, so he can't move. So let's try to kill him. Yeah, there we go. And just knowing how to, you know, go about your attacks really helps. And I know a lot of people, they have characters that they like to play. And as much as I hate to say this, it's not really about who you like to play. That's how every competitive style game is. There's no competitive PvP style game that I can think of where you can play what you like to play exclusively and not have it matter at the high level. You know, there's some where it matters less. Like, you play like Mortal Kombat. What is it, 10 that's out now? No, it's not too bad balance-wise. Maybe it's 9. I don't remember. I've lost track. I don't play it enough. But, you know, you look at Street Fighter, that's generally not too bad. But then you look at some games, and, like, let's say, you look through these Adamantium teams, right? You don't see a lot of Colossus. You don't see a lot of Black Cat. And there's a reason for these things. And it's because they're not as viable as other characters. And I know there's some people who are like, well, if you hit them, they blow up. Which is what I got as an excuse as to why she wasn't that great yesterday. And, you know, if that's the case, then Colossus is number 1, Thing is like number 2. You know, Victor number 3, Nico 4. I mean, like, but that's not how we measure how good a character is. It's not just how well they survive. That's part of it. If you have good survivability, like Spider-Woman, then yeah, you're going to be better than the average Joe. Spider-Woman is better than, you know, Amazing Spider-Woman. God, that's annoying. Spider-Woman, Amazing Spider-Woman. But no, she's better than Amazing Spider-Woman because she's packed with all these resistances and natural counterattacks. She's not packed with any resistances at all, but she sets herself up faster than Spider-Woman does. And because she sets herself up so fast, you know, with her free turns, she can go in, get her first turn, magnetize, toss some webs, uppercut, gone. And you just knock out people left and right. She's Blaster, so you can give her phased frequencies, and then no one can Hugin's Eye to just get around all her damage output. So it just makes her just absurdly strong. And that's why she's, you know, that's part of the reason why she's number 2 in the game. But another thing to consider, even if I wasn't, let's say I wasn't running Kuurth, because I have her AISO and Stealthy on her second. Let's say I was running somebody else, and I want to keep talking, so I'm just going to keep going. Let's say I wanted to run somebody else, and this is another major advantage to Amazing Spider-Woman that is probably a little bit underlooked because it's not something you really would sit there and think about. But they added AISOs that exploit web and give you they give you guarantee. There's one that exploits webs. That's probably the one I would recommend. The other one guarantees hit and crit on web targets. And you can give these to anybody from what I've seen. So, because of gear like that, you can now go through and pretty much just do whatever you want. Like gear-wise. Like, hero-wise, I'm sorry. So like, let's say you ran Iron Fist. Well, you can make the Iron Fist exploit webs. That's gonna blow anybody up, especially if you combo set up them first with like a combo breaker. And then she tosses a web, and then you Iron Fist. Well, they're gone. Straight up, they're gone. That's it. There's no way they're gonna survive that. There's nobody on Earth who's gonna survive that. And you can definitely take advantage of something like that. And that type of stuff really puts her higher, because now it helps anybody synergize with their skill set. So like, let's say you put it on Null and you put it on like Ragnarok'em Sock'em or something like that, right? Now, his preemptive counters are going to exploit webs. And honestly, there's not really much else I can think of that I would even be putting on now. So that's just a major, you know, plus. You know, there's, what else are you going to do? And there's a lot of people who have skills where it's just like, well, what else would you be doing? And you can just apply them to those all the time and just be insanely successful with it. Right now I have it on her web slingshot, so that's why she's hitting for 16k. You know, other than the fact that she's a blaster and she just does a lot of damage. But, you know, honestly, that will help you synergize with any spider. Not just Amazing Spider-Girl, well, other than regular Spider-Woman, because she's like the oddball of the group. She has, like, no webbing power. She's like, I fly, I shoot poison, and I confuse people. You know, like, that's kind of weird for a spider, because that's not what I think of when I think spiders. I've never walked up to a spider, had poison sprayed in my face, and then was confused and hit my friends, you know? That's not how a spider works. But whatever, that's how she works. That's just what we're going to have to deal with. But, you know, and things like the Grace Note, that's just absurd. You know, there's pretty much no reason not to run that. You're not magnetized, are you? No, you got cosmic power. Okay, so that sucks. What was that? I think that's the, Oh, that's the item I've never seen before. Okay, sweet. Okay. So I've never seen anyone use the, what is that? It's Fallon Defender? Like, that's not a common choice. So, okay, so she's Infiltrator, so, yeah, she's got that sneaky attack thing. But, because they have Invisible Woman, I don't want to deal with that nonsense. And they're both Infiltrators, so, okay, they're going to blow up. Simply put, like, their game is over. So, I guess back to focus on what I was talking about beforehand. When I was mentioning, you know, priority targets. See, I have two choices. So, she still has her diamond body up. And she has a passive that's not going to work because she's staggered, right? So who should I actually attack here? Because I could probably, honestly, kill one of them right now. Honestly, I'm not that worried about Invisible Woman, so most likely what I'm just going to choose to do is just hit them with Fear. Because I know this is going to just destroy their damage output. They're going to eat some webs soon. And they're just not going to be able to compete in the damage game anymore. Well, we can actually just kill... Oh, come on. I'm pretty sure I just healed already, so... That sucks. Okay, well, she has to recharge. Oh, I'm dumb. Well, that's gonna hurt my agent. Oh, he doesn't have the extra damage on it. He's dumb. Like, why wouldn't you do that? We'll just kick her. But yeah, this has pretty much been a common trick for Emma Frost recently, so... And I mean, there's no way they can actually win at this point, because all I have to do is kill her, and then that's game over. Because there's no way that Emma Frost can actually kill Spider-Woman. She's immune to Psychic, so that's pretty much game over. That's pretty silly, but... So, I'm no longer have mental scarring, so I'm not gonna actually attack. But yeah, when you attack people though, you just gotta make sure you're going about it the right way. That's pretty much all you really have to do. Like, know who's the priority targets, know who's going to give you the hardest time. And you shouldn't have too much issue in offense and PvP. Now sure, I have some pretty ridiculous gear, like, you know, this is probably one of the, I think this is one of the best items in the game. Like, if I had to rank them, like, top 5, that's top 5. Easy. I mean, there's not even any question. I guess I could mention other pieces of gear that I think are really good. I just click search. So, another piece of gear you'd probably want would be, well, if you have the Grace Note, you need to be using that all the time. I mean, I don't even care if you're running spiders or not. Run the Grace Note. Because it exploits itself, and then it exploits opportunity, and there's tons of opportunity-based people. And the Scroll of Rudamaroth is opportunity. It's a good choice. As for Skeptic and Hexenjäger always takes priority over Skeptic if you have it. However, I would say that if you, like, you honestly don't absolutely need either anymore. Because if you look, there's very few teams where you've seen Enchantress today. I don't even think I've seen her at all today. She's fallen off because people, they get paranoid when you receive a nerf. They're like, oh my god, she's bad now. Well, no, she's not bad. She's balanced out like she's supposed to be. But, you know, you're never really playing the people who are balanced. You're playing the people who are broken. So, like, of course everyone's going to choose, say, let's see if I can... No. Take your damage out. But everyone's going to choose what's the easiest to win with, or at least you should, if you're really just trying to win PvP. Now, I know a lot of people run different teams than I do. I run a balanced armory. And even for a balanced armory, she does tons of damage. Like, look how much their damage has been reduced. They were hitting hard before. Their damage output is finished. And my agent's simply going to throw down this scroll, which is going to make it so they can't dodge anything. Can't remove anything. And then you're going to hit them with this, and now this whole team is literally countered by 2 items. With their follow-ups destroyed, that's it. Like, they aren't going to hurt you anymore. Okay, tag team. Who cares? You're dead because you got absorbed. The agent's Cosmic Cardinal now no longer works. His follow-ups no longer work. And I can pretty much just go through and I can just do minimal damage to kill him at this point to save my stamina. And I can just give him a little punch combo and he should die from this. I mean, it's now become, like, really simple to just blow them up. Because there's nothing they can do at that point. Other than that, I know a lot of people seem to like the Warbringer axe, but let's be real, it's not good anymore. It's okay, but it's not the best thing for you to just put on every team like it is. I mean, it's just damage. And just, I mean, look how much damage we're doing. We don't even have a Warbringer axe, so what do you have it for? I mean, it's not helping you that much. And there's a couple heroes with Warbringer passives now. You could run Hogun, Shatterstar, or X-23. Or Hulk, because that's where it originally came from. It's true. So there's like 4 heroes. Most of which I wouldn't actually put in my team. But I don't know, I'd probably have to mess with Hogun outside of Warriors 3. Because maybe he might be better there. Weather Control Device is definitely one of the best. If you have these two, there's no reason for you not to be running them together. It's just so powerful at, you know, giving your agent tons of utility in just 2 items. You can pretty much shut down most things. Satellite support is good because too many people run the Cube. Cube is still good for obvious reasons. You know, just being able to, you know, have so much different utility and an avoidance effect for your team in one item is great. Some people still like Neurotrope. I don't care for it. Some people still like Neuropurge. It's kind of been overridden by Scroll of Rudamaroth anyways, so it's not really that important. Signpost is still good, but not as great because it's a quick action, not a free action. I don't think I would put Deathly Freeze Ray on anybody. I still think the Mandible's a good item. Because, once again, it exploits opportunity. But it also gives your teammates a chance for follow-ups and increased damage and stuff like that. That's nice. The Small Hadron Collider. I'm gonna be honest. It's not that great. I mean, it has a lot of things going for it. But if you want the full effect, you have to run a Tactician Snappy Service Agent. If you're not, you don't get the full power from it. Plain and simple. There's nothing you can really do about it. Other than that, okay, so it's got a catastrophic downgrade, fried circuits, reverse polarity, exploits magnetism. Wonderful. You know, the main thing you're really going to use out of it is the Super Shear Earthquake, because that's an actually pretty good damaging skill that doesn't even require you to be running ground people. But if you are, it's even better. And the Ethereal Strike, target all enemies, slashing. I mean, that's... But if you have this, the Relentless Rapier, you want to use that. You know, if you want to run like a follow-up based team. But for safety, you probably would want to put on either that E-ISO that prevents winded or use the Safeguard suit, because otherwise you're going to get stopped. Vorpal Blade is a waste. It's not good. It's just not really worth it. Honestly, the rest of this set is other than the pistol, is good. So if you have the mask, that's good. If you have the targeting thing, that's good if you do not have a Scroll of Rudimoroth. So if you don't need the superior combat sensor if you have Scroll of Rudimoroth at all. And I mean, seriously, like, would you like a custom spinning Viper? I mean, I have so many of these. I still kind of like First Blood, but I think there's just better choices now. And I think I'm going to go through and... We have a document in the Avengers League that has a whole bunch of these items in there. But it's so old that it's before the quick action patch, and there's a lot of quick action items that I want to look at. So I'll probably go over them there and save you guys the time from just sitting here listening to me scroll through my items. Because I'm sure I'm running a bit late. What is it? It's 27 minutes. It's not too much longer than normal. But I'm going to go ahead and stop there. So, good luck on the rest of your PvP season. I may make one more video. I probably won't. And if I do, it'll be like really late at night when I do. So, good luck to everybody. Aim for Vibranium, because as I've said in the past, I don't know if I've said it on camera or not, but you only really need the suit. You don't need the hero. But if you can get the hero, it's a bonus. If you can get it, go for it. If you need any tips or want any other information, you know, you can ask me here. You can ask me in the Avengers League. You can, you know, private message me, whatever. I mean, I'll respond if you comment on my videos, because when I sit at work, I see my YouTube responses go through, you know, people commenting on videos and stuff. I'll respond. I'm there. So I will see you later and hope to hear from you guys soon.